Here are the things I'm looking for in mechanical rooms whenever I'm either doing showings for buyers or video showings for buyers, because I do a lot of video showings for relocation buyers that aren't able to see homes in person. This mechanical room is a great example, right? As far as lots of different equipment, this is a well and septic property. It has radon mitigation, it has all this stuff. So I get geeked out in these rooms because I can learn so much. Water heater, I'm gonna check and see if there's an age on the water heater as far as on the manufacturer label. Some have them, some don't. But the inspectors are also gonna give you an idea. But if it's something that's 35 years old, I'm gonna let you know. Not that I've ever seen a water heater that old. I've probably seen 30. Oh, okay. They still have the original documentation here, which means they're the type of people that wanna make sure they don't lose it, or they're gonna write the install date. All of those things tell me how they take care of a house. So I'm gonna point those things out. I'm also gonna point out, okay, here's our furnace, right? Given the color, roughly the age, where you have a high efficiency furnace because it has its own intake and exhaust that's plumbed in via PVC. It's got the drain down here. It does have a floor drain down at the bottom. I wonder if this will follow me. Oh, cool. Okay, so I'm so excited about this camera now. We've got the floor drain down here that not only the pressure relief on the water heater is going into a tray, and the tray drains into here because we do have an OSB basement floor. So this does have a crawl space down below it. A lot of pros to that, some cons for weightlifters and things like that. And I talk about all that stuff in my showings, right? I talk about, okay, if you are gonna put a home gym in your basement, please don't be a deadlifter because you're gonna go drop the stuff through your floor. But if you're gonna be living in the basement, it's gonna have a warmer floor because you're not on a concrete slab. You're also gonna be able to put tile and things down here because it's not gonna move as much as a concrete slab would, right? So all of those things I'm talking to my buyers about and making sure how mechanical rooms are done, roughly ages if I can tell. If not, they will know at the inspection. We've got a humidifier, and this is a passive humidifier. So there's passive systems, also called an evaporative system. Different than an evaporative cooler. That's more of a swamp cooler. So I'm gonna say, hey, you have a passive humidifier. This is a maintenance item. It's got a pad in there that needs to get changed once a year. Your furnace, depends on how much you run it. Once a quarter is pretty good, or once a month. Don't use the super high HEPA filters. It's gonna choke your furnace. In a cheaper filter and change it more often if you wanna keep things cleaner. It will help your furnace run, and it will also be a lot cheaper on your wallet. We've got fresh air combustion coming in because these are all fuel burning appliances, right? We've got gas lines on these coming in. They need fresh air. So in older homes, when people do updates like that, they may not be putting in fresh air combustion because it costs money to route that up and out of the house to get fresh air in here. Which means now in your door, you're gonna have louvers or like a vent or something cut into your door. Because then you are now burning the air for your furnace that you are paying to heat, and it just cycles through versus fresh air combustion. It all tells me the age and how things were done. Here we've actually got a water softener and water treatment system. So we've also got our well pressure tank. We've got our shutoff for the well. We've got, okay, who installed the well pump? All of that information, and we check the well permit, we check the septic use permit, which needed some corrections in this case, because what county had on record wasn't what was actually here, and we had paperwork for all of that stuff. Because the type of people with this house that leave manuals leave me paperwork, like original drawings for when the house was built paperwork, which I love, because then we can connect all the dots, we can see so much history. Another thing is we've got a sewer line clean out, which is nice, and then we've got a radon mitigation system in a walkout basement. And a lot of people are like, what's radon? So I have those conversations and explaining what it is, when the risk factors come up, what to be aware of, how much it costs to install something like this. This one was installed preventatively, which is really nice. I talk about, hey, we need to make sure that there's a difference here. If that line is flat, the fan is not running, it is not doing its job. All of those things, plus more. I talk about how all of their shelving was built from doors, but they're hollow core doors, so don't put anything too heavy on them, but it's very efficient storage, right? All of those things tell me not just how to help my buyers, they tell me a lot about the house. They tell me a lot about the type of people that own the house and how those people typically take care of things, which is a lot of what my buyers care about. Especially for video showings, really what I'm making recommendations on is I get so many data points and I know so much about these types of things that I can advise my buyers much better for this kind of stuff. That's my quick walkthrough mechanical room. I just wanted to show you all the stuff that I get excited about and I get geeked about on my video showings for my clients or my in-person showings for my buyer clients, as well as the things that make sense to market for a home that I'm selling. Of, hey, you have a new furnace, you have a humidifier. For people that have allergies or bloody noses, that's a big deal, right? That you have a radon mitigation system for people that have paid to install one, those things matter. knowing when your well pump was replaced, because that's an expense a lot of people are gonna have to budget for, but if it's already done, cool, they don't have to worry about it. All of those types of things can really change people's purchase decision, which means they need to know. That's my job, is to educate my buyers and my sellers so they can make an informed decision that makes sense for their life and for their family. If you'd like to schedule a buyer or seller consult, I have a link for that down below. I do offer those in person and virtually. And if this was helpful or you learned something, you're like, hey, cool, that's something I wouldn't have thought to check or my realtors never pointed out. Hit the like button down below. That'll help other people find it. And subscribe to my channel. I always post all kinds of stuff: home tours, neighborhood driving tours, commute tours, mechanical home tech like this. Anything I can help people with on their home buying and selling journey and just owning their home and taking care of it, it's what I'm here to help. So thanks so much for the time, and y'all have a great day.